What's happening, YouTube? Hey friends! Hey friends!
We are back with another video.
It's coming back to you. We coming live.
Okay, we're back.
I will never do that again.
No.
Ever. Like ever.
Yes.
Okay?
That'd make us all happy.
Okay.
There's a few questions that came up from some of our other videos. If you haven't watched it, go watch our videos and you'll know what we're talking about. But one of those questions we're talking about, we're gonna address it today. And what was that question?
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you
That wasn't the question?
Oh, y'all, the question is, did we have sex while we were dating before we got married? We're gonna talk about it because it is a topic literally I love talking about because God has done such a mighty work in my own life. And I'm so passionate to help people and share with people just real life and what God says about this topic. And personally, what did we experience? So I met Frederick when I was 30. I just turned 30. And prior to that, I was not dating a soul. Let's start back to like when I was 19. I was believer for a very long time, believer in Jesus, middle school, moved on. College, I just went buck wild. So 19 to 24, I just decided, Lord, the girl don't need you right now. 19 to 24 was sexually active in relationships, very unhealthy relationships, needed that, wanted that, did not know how to break free from that, and a very, very broken human. And then 24 to about 30, there was some temptation, but I just didn't go down that path. And I was really committed to like the Lord revealing to me what kind of guy he had for me. Yet I thought like when I let that world go at 24, I was just gonna magically, you were gonna appear. But from 24 to 30, it was a dry desert.
I think when I was younger, in high school, that's when I started drifting away. I grew up in church.
In high school?
In high school, I started drifting.
Oh.
Yeah. Like late in high school, I started putting God in the back burner. I was like, let me do me, because I'm going to do me. That's what I wanted to do. You know, from college, it just went to like another level. Like Jacqueline said, we both had kind of like a similar past, relationships, and sex was involved in relationships, and you get tied into that kind of stuff, and to where you start thinking, that's kind of what I need to be doing.
And everybody's doing it.
And everybody's doing it. All your friends are pressuring
deal?
You and telling you this is how you have to do it. This is how you keep your girl around. You got to do this thing. So I fell into that.
Around.
Yeah, so I kind of fell into that. When I got out of college, it's just kind of started to turn around for me. I started wanting to live a little different. I started getting my word more. I started thinking about reading in the word and seeing, okay, I guess, what does scripture say about this? I wanted to be a better person. And I think as I started taking those steps with the Lord and trying to develop my relationship with him, he started working on my relationship that I have and how I treat others and how I think of others and how I view these things. And sex is one of the things that he started working on me on, and how I changed my view.
So you were like convicted right when you started going back with the Lord?
Yeah.
Or...
No, I was convicted while I was doing it. While I was in that world and having sex in relationships.
So you never could shake that? Like you weren't just so wild?
No, I wasn't so wild that it didn't matter. I always knew after the fact that...
you knew Jesus was like Frederick.
No, it wasn't like crazy like that, but I would always... at the end of all of it, when it's all said and done, I satisfied my desires, sexual desires that was going rampant in my head, but at the same time, but at the same time, I knew that I would always feel like, there's a better way. I know that I should be saving this for my future wife, is what I kind of felt all the time.
That's what you thought?
Yeah. I was like...
I definitely wasn't thinking that.
Let me put it like this. I knew, I guess the girls I was having sex with, I wasn't going to marry.
Oh.
Like if I knew in my heart I wasn't gonna marry him, why am I pulling them strings, them heartstrings?
Even in your relationships, you were feeling that.
Yep, even in my relationships, I was feeling
Dang, homie.
After I started changing my ways, changing my life, doing things a little different, I guess I went celibate, so to speak. That's the
So
proper
what
term.
age was that?
I was 23.
Okay.
My math is on.
23. Okay. So moving on. So now we meet.
Yep.
And this is also like years of me, like the Lord walking me through freedom and believing that there are men out there that do not want to have sex with me. I mean, he want to have sex with me, you know, but he's gonna wait. He's gonna patiently wait.
Oh, they want to have sex with you.
No, I know.
That's the whole thing.
Like,
just so you know.
I know.
Guys want that, but at the same time, there's guys that treasure and know what the bigger picture is. And that's kind of where we were.
And that's what I was waiting for. Now, let me tell you, I had never seen a man like this. Things like this were not really encouraged.
And you don't see that on TV shows.
You don't see it on
you
TV.
Don't see that in the magazines.
I didn't see it with my friends. I didn't even see it with guys in church. Like, I just was like...
You didn't see it on Instagram.
Yeah. So it just... I had one pastor really explain it in a real way that the Lord started dealing in my heart. But then as the years went by, I was like, God, I trust you. Like, I'd rather go single for the rest of time than walk through that heartbreak again, being sexually involved outside of marriage.
So we met, and then we started, I mean, you guys go back to our last video and see our first date, part 1, part 2, you'll see kind of how all that. So we're just gonna go
zoom.
So
did
now
we
we're
have
dating.
sex?
Did we have sex while we were dating?
No. What do you think? No.
No. We didn't have sex. And here's why. Here's the thing. I brought it up first in our relationship as we was dating. As a guy, I said, I am going to be very intentional with you from the jump. And one of the things I said is that I'm not dating you to date you. I'm dating you to marry you. And I'm not going to go down the path of having sex with you before we get married. Like, if we're going to have sex, the ring's going to be on your finger. We're going to be married. Then we'll have sex.
Where were you when you said this?
I think I said this it was like we were watching a movie at your condo or at your townhouse or something. The whole week I was kind of like, I wanted to have this conversation and to let her know my intentions and how serious I was about
Did
not
you
having
think
sex.
I was a girl that wanted to have sex with you?
No, I didn't
at
think
any
that.
point. Saying like, did
I
you
would
think that was
desire
going to be a
one
deal breaker? Because you like see
No,
on The
no.
Bachelor, like
Oh, yeah.
if someone says I'm a virgin or didn't have sex, it's like deal breaker.
Yeah, like, whoa. I didn't think that was going to be a deal breaker for Jacqueline, but I didn't care if it was, because it's a deal breaker for me. If she wanted to have sex before
like,
marriage,
bye.
then I'd have been like this.
You would have. So what I liked about Pedrick when we had that conversation, like we discussed our past, it was the shame was gone. Like I didn't feel shame by this time. The Lord healed me. I am shame free. That's why I tell this story today. There is no shame or condemnation in the name of Jesus, and there shouldn't be for you either.
When you ask Jesus to come in your heart, He's already forgiven you of all your sins, and you're a new creation at that point.
Your slate is clean. So when we were talking this out, I'm like, I kind of though had a moment like I cannot believe he is like gem of all gems. He's probably the perfect angel. He's going to be mortified when he finds out he's been waiting this whole time and I haven't. Yeah. So when we connected over a very mutual past, it was like, wow. And then the fact that he had waited and like, I think your last girlfriend was like 2 years before and you did not have sex with that girl.
Oh, no.
And then you were waiting and it's just like, that just melted my heart. What I'm saying is that like, I was just in awe that I met somebody as good looking as this. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Okay? And I met someone this good looking and like this guy with purpose and godly character, and I'm like, he has even submitted this area for a man, submitting this to God and honoring God. It wasn't like he had sex 6 months ago and he's like, yeah, I'm waiting.
Now that you know we didn't have sex, we should probably tell you why we chose to go that route of not having sex in our relationship.
Now, I did want to say, too, like, about not having sex, like, at the beginning, like, I think your flesh is going wild. I don't care. If you are a Christian or not a Christian, when you meet someone...
If you're a human,
you're gonna
be attracted
physical attraction.
Yeah.
And Frederick and I were highly attracted to one another.
That's what you
with
want.
some steamy makeout sessions in the hallways.
Yeah. Humans.
Even in the heat of that, it was like your mind's going, oh, this could be so easy. Like, let's just go there. And
no, it's easy to go there for sure without the boundaries or the, I guess, the conversations in place and saying, you know what? We're not going to go there. We can't let ourselves go there.
Yeah, so like anytime when we were dating or having those heavy duty makeout, passionate, against the wall makeout sessions.
There's just like,
was there any like moment you're like, I need to cool my jets?
No, it's all, you always think that all the time. And you know, I cool my jets by using some of those tips I talked about in our last video.
Quarantine babe video.
For real, I did. There's stuff that you have to do in those moments when you feel, because sometimes you're weak and you want to give into the moment, you want to give into the feelings, you want to give into all the endorphins that's running through your body and the hormones going wild. And it's like, wow, let's just forget it, screw it all, let's go. But in those moments, you have to
the power of the Holy Spirit is real. Holy Spirit,
and you have to really like taper that. For us, it was just to, I guess, honor God in our relationship leading up to our marriage, so that He would bless our marriage and kind of like put a stamp of approval on that.
Number one reason.
Yeah, that's one.
Honoring God.
Honoring God. We want to honor God with our relationship, but we had to put in some little boundaries and stuff so that we don't go too far.
Yeah, like we knew our boundaries, and I think you really have to ask God, like, what is it He's asking you to do in your relationship?
What were some things that you want to honor?
Well, I wrote down some notes.
In that way.
No, it was honor God. I want to honor my body because God says that your body is a temple, and when you have sex with someone, you are literally intertwining spiritually with that person, and you start to carry on spiritually what that other person has going on. So I felt like it was years, like literally years of healing that I had to walk through with the Lord. I was at such an amazing place with the Lord and confident that like, no, like you ain't getting into this. So that's like, it really was like honoring my body. I was like, if you really are about this and you really are the guy you say you are, then you'll wait.
The reason I didn't want to go there and have sex with her before marriage too is because I valued her.
Yes.
And I valued her characteristics and what she stood for, but I also valued her as a woman, and I said, you know, I will wait until marriage before trying to even go that far because she's worth it. That's so hard to take sex out of the equation, but if you can take sex out of the equation, then that allows you to see what the relationship is really based on. If it's just based on you just a physical attraction, or if it's based on you actually building a friendship. And without sex being an equation, I got to build a friendship with Jacqueline and have that as the main base. She was my best friend, and I knew that if I enjoyed being with her every time I'm with her without sex involved, I know that once I add sex to the equation, it's going to be great because she's my best friend.
Like triple the blessing.
Removing sex from the equation allowed me to see what the relationship really was about.
Like I was the same thing. I was like, what are we bonding over? Are we allowing our bodies to just be the bond and the
glue that holds us together,
which it's really not a glue. Like it's, or are we connecting spiritually and mentally and with our goals and our passions and our beliefs? Like, because, and we said this in our video, people that tell you need to try out the sex before you get married is just a fear. It's literally comes from a place of lack. You believe God won't give you the best, so you have to try it out.
Try your way and find the best.
Instead of trusting God, because faith is moving forward into an unknown and trusting God that He knows what you need. And if God created you and He created sex, doesn't He know what you need sexually? And if He puts a boundary on that and trusting God, you know what? I'll do it this way. Like, I'll go forward and believe that we're going to have bomb sex. Like, I was, honoring God. I knew, like, if we were patient enough and we could resist this temptation, that God was going to pour out His blessing over us. And I just, like I said, I walked through too much freedom to go back into captivity. Like, why do I even want to go back that? Like, I'm looking for sex in marriage, which is a different kind of sex. So if you're having sex while you're dating right now, you actually don't even know what sex is truly supposed to be. I can see the goal and I'm like, I can do this. Like, now as we got closer to marriage, I was like, can I do this?
And I feel like just that time, because we dated 2.5 years.
That's good.
We dated 2.5 years, and we didn't have sex for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
So that, I mean, everybody's length of time dating is, you know, whatever it is, but that was ours. Ours was 2.5 years. So you can imagine 2.5 years of not having sex and getting to know each other. That time allowed us to grow and become, and actually get to know each other on a different kind of level. Not influenced by anything else, like sex.
Saying, you know, at the beginning of a relationship, we were kind of a little bit handsy, probably more handsy than we needed to be. And what I saw in Frederick as the years were going by is even a greater boundary. Like, do you remember this?
Oh,
when I would literally like probably want to make out longer or do something. And it was just like, he was literally taking steps closer to God as the relationship went, that I was just like, who is this guy? This guy's gonna be the most incredible husband in the world. Someone who literally respects me, honors me. Like, I'm telling you, ladies, like, getting a guy like Frederick who literally will walk it out with you and be your partner and purpose and live that out himself. It's like, I'm telling you, it's the greatest gift from God ever.
Someone that can wait for you or wait for marriage to truly go that far with you, I think is a person that's really going to be with you through thick and thin. Like, you know that person's going to have your back. Like, just waiting and that person just value you to that point. It's just that they see so much in you and they are willing to wait however long it takes for y'all to get married.
It's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice. It shows that they're already being sacrificial toward you, and that's what marriage is. Marriage is sacrificing your needs a lot of times for your spouse's needs and putting your spouse's needs ahead of yours. So if they're willing to sacrifice that, they're already kind of got that marriage on the mind. You know, they already got that on the mind, and I think for us waiting, I truly feel that God's truly blessed our marriage because we chose to take that step of waiting. And I would encourage anybody, if you're dating right now, if you're having sex while you're dating, like, even if you're having sex now and you haven't gotten married yet, like, if you just take the time and consider holding off until you get married and just
like watch God bless that
he'll
and
still
honor
bless
that.
It. He'll bless that decision if you stop and say, okay, we'll just hold off and then we'll get married, and then he'll bless that because you taking that, you're just saying, okay, God, I love sex. You created sex, but I want you to put your stamp on this marriage and let it flourish and let it blossom and bloom into something so beautiful.
Know what you're worth and think of yourself as doing something that you can do the hard things. Like, you can.
You know what else is cool too?
What?
If you're wanting to wait until marriage to have sex and someone's pressuring you to have sex now, that's a good weeding out process for you. I might tell you that person may not be the person for you. They're just trying to get the goods.
I'm telling you, that was literally my measuring tool. It's like, wait, what? And hey, your friends might think you're crazy. Your family might think you're crazy. And maybe have some really awkward conversations about how you're now taking this new path.
I just said that Ariana Grande song in my head. Just tell them thank you.
Next.
Yeah,
thank you. Next.
Move on.
Thank you. Anyways, y'all, this has been so fun. And we love hanging out with you. We love talking about this stuff. We are an open book.
For sure. And we're just glad that, we got to address that question that came up from several people asking if you had sex before marriage, while you were dating. And the answer is no. And that's why.
So anyways, love you guys. Let us know what else you would want us to talk about in these sit-down chats.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And then hit that thumbs up a couple times.
Yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Praying for y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
I'm trying to do something with this next time. Work with your boy.
Maybe
It's
I
a
should do
pandemic.
something.
Nah.